and.com website.
You know, Pacific Resource Partners have been doing all kind of things in this campaign. These people are word stiff that they might lose the election. You know, it's pretty obvious. The polls have showed it and everything else. So they're resorting to all kind of things. Now, Mr. White, I think this, John White, you know, this Be Nice Ben is kind of a childish attempt, in my opinion, amateurish, you know, to try to capitalize with the little, you know, thing about Illinois. Interestingly, you know, I can say something like, oh, the senator's out of touch because he hasn't spoken to anyone else but the government. But when the guy talks about World War III, you know, nothing happens. So a little double standard here. But I have a great deal of respect for Senator Illinois. Now these guys, Pacific Resource Partnerships, we know that they have been behind an attempt to smear us. Not only me, but Thornburg and everyone else who questions the viability of the rail project. That's how desperate they are. Now, I've given you folks some documents, yeah? Some copies of emails and to me and to my supporters of a push poll. Now, I don't know if you folks know what a push poll is, but basically a push poll is they'll call people on the guise of conducting a regular poll, and then they'll say something like, here's what Ben Cayetano's opponents have been saying about him. And they'll drop all of this stuff, some of the stuff that you see on the copies there. And then in the end they'll say, or they'll ask, do you intend to vote for him or something like that? You know, this is done regularly on the mainland. You know, this was done in the Dukakis campaign, for example, where they would spread rumors about Kitty Dukakis, the governor's wife, you know, about her alcoholism and stuff like that. It's dirty campaigning, and the fact that Pacific Resources is doing this shows how desperate they are. PRP was once a kind of respectable organization. You know, this guy White has brought it down to the gutter. Now, after you're done with me, you should go and confront Mr. White and ask him, I'm sorry, you got to read Malia's article, ask him whether PRP in fact hired this organization from Montana, Wyoming, an organization that has already been tainted with doing push polls to do this particular push poll, and in fact whether PRP is behind this push poll. I'm contemplating filing a lawsuit, and I'll tell you why. That way we can take John White's deposition, put him under oath, and put some of the other people under oath who were at the meeting. You see the first copy I gave to you, where this person is actually it's a person who was at the meeting, who was very disturbed about what was being said, called one of my supporters, and then she emailed me all of that stuff there. Okay, we got this back in March 15th of this year. Didn't do anything about it, you know, because we wanted to see whether this thing would become widespread, and in fact it has. And so, you know, when the senator talks about negative campaign tactics, when this guy White and PRP do this, you know, really silly thing called Be Nice Ben, hey, go and question them about who's being nice. Our campaign workers, you know, one of our campaign workers, her tires were slashed right outside of our headquarters. You know, this is after, you know, our banner at Cycle City got riddled with 8 bullet holes. This is a tough campaign. I'm kind of used to this kind of stuff, you know, and but this is going to backfire. I know it.
You said this was widespread. How widespread do you think this is?
Well, you know, we've got about 6 emails from people who support me, and we've asked our supporters, if you get one of these, to report them to us So we got about a half a dozen so far, which indicates to me that it is pretty widespread.
And was it all over the island that people were calling, do you know?
We don't know that, because most of the supporters who emailed this stuff came either from like Kailua or West Oahu, you know. I don't know if it's down to the North Shore or anything, but I suspect it's pretty widespread.
What kind of a lawsuit would it be? This is not illegal to do, I'm assuming. I don't know. Is it?
It's
what kind
illegal
of
in
law-
some states, but is it illegal in Hawaii, do you know?
You know, the law on defamation and libel is such that if you're a public figure, people can say almost anything about you. But there is this little, you know, caveat in that doctrine that basically says that if it's malice or malicious and you know that it's wrong, you know, and you do it, there may be a chance for a lawsuit. Now, one of the points, if you read there, is that I accepted all of these illegal contributions that I was giving, you know, people, you know, no bid contracts, the implication being illegal and all that. If I file a lawsuit, I just want to take this guy's deposition, you know, or have my lawyers take his deposition, and then we'll take the deposition of the meeting that was held, because we know the names of the people who are doing all of the talking, and we'll take their deposition, bring some fresh air and truth to this election.
As to the governor, to the senators' issues with what you had said, do you take any of it back or stand by what you said, or what do you want to say about the senator and the comments you made about the senator?
Well, you know, I'm perplexed by his response, you know, because, well, maybe it's because no one ever criticized him for anything. When we started this campaign, I tried to reach out to him. I sent him a letter via email. I was instructed to do that by his staff. I wanted to meet with him personally, because I've always had a high regard for him. I respect him. I still do. Okay, and basically what I said in this email to the senator was, first, I traced our long relationships where, you know, he had helped me and I voted for him in every election just to show that I respected him. And then I said, on this issue, I differ with you. And these are the reasons. And I never got a response. Never got a response, okay? When he comes here, the only thing he does is he seems to rely exclusively on information given to him by the city. At one time, he was going around saying that this would reduce traffic congestion, and I think we've shown that the city and the FDA itself, you know, say it will not. He doesn't do it anymore. If he had come to us and said, okay, let's see what you guys got to say, but he didn't, you know. And so when I said that, you know, that he's misinformed about rail, I meant it. I don't think he knows a lot about it. And that's why I tried to make the point that he's dealing with national and world affairs, and, you know, and basically has not gotten into the nitty-gritty of what the rail project is all about.
This website is asking you to apologize. Any intention?
Whose website?
The BeNiceBend.com says, we want you to apologize, sign this petition. Any intention to do that?
What is there to apologize about? This is a campaign, you know. I said some things, and I don't think what I said should be taken by anyone who is experienced as the senator as offensive. I mean, for crying out loud, people say worse, you know, about me every day. So what is that? Listen, this guy White is just trying to make hay out of this. And you know what? I'm glad that he did it. Because the next forum we go to, we had a good forum last night at Waipahu. The next forum we go to, you know, will be in Hawaii Kai. And we'll tell the people, you know, you feel like things are being railroaded? Well, here's what they're doing. The city has spent over $5 million to promote rail. They even ran in the Heart newsletter, the Star Advertiser's editorial criticizing me for releasing the emails. Now, this is taxpayers' money. Okay, fine. Then we have Move Oahu Forward come in, 30 CEOs of 30 companies, you know, and they're going to raise money to promote rail. And now you have PRP and the labor unions. I understand they got a kitty of about $2 to $4 million to promote rail. tide has turned, as far as I'm concerned. The people know that they've been had, you know. And when we go out and do our forums, that's the message we're gonna pound into them. These guys are worried stiff because millions in profits are at stake. The big landowners, you know, want to develop their land. They see this as an opportunity. I'm not against anybody making money. I'm against people making money at the taxpayer's expense. And that's why I said that you should go down to McDonald's and talk to the retirees who live on a fixed income, who worry already about the rising costs of sewer fees and water and some of the other things that are bound to happen, in fact, are going to happen. They're worried about struggling, you know. People work 2 or 3 jobs just to make a living here, you know. And at the last debate, I was listening to Kirk Caldwell, and he went on and he said he would like to have his daughter come back home after college, and it was quite touching. I'm sure Kirk had his heart in it, and I can identify with that. But you know, our kids are not going to come home if they come to a place where the city is falling apart. Then they're not going to come home if they come to a place where the debt of their government is so huge that they have to pay more taxes. Why should they come home? You know? And what's happening now is that this project will be a blight on our city. It's going to change the character of our city. Why would we do something like this when we are a town that's reliant on tourism? It's crazy.
Governor, do you have any criticisms of the Go Rail Go folks? I know you were at one forum at Mission Auditorium where they started screaming loudly and kind of being disruptive. So, you know, you're being criticized for criticizing Senator Noy. But do you have any criticism of the way the Go Rail Go people have been acting?
You know, if I had my way, I'd send them all back to school or something. No, they're emotional. You know, frankly, they've been misled about jobs. Because now that the media is beginning to look into the jobs, you find that this thing about creating 10,000 jobs every year is nuts. You know, our university says 2,000 jobs for the entire project, and some of those jobs, maybe 40% of those jobs, are going to go to people who are not residents of this place.
And that happened in the first job count that we saw.
Yes.
100 people digging a hole who aren't who aren't from the mainland. And I wanted to ask, I'm glad you brought it up, because PRP is representing unionized contractors, and we look on the chart from last week, and there's hundreds of people in this project so far, 100 of them on the contractor line who are not from here. How do you think the contractors should be feeling about me?
Well, you know, I can understand why the workers, the rank and file, feel strongly and are emotional about this, because many of them have not seen what you folks have discovered, you know, you folks in the media. But take a good look at some of the jobs that are going to come in the future, because quite a few of those jobs are planning jobs. So I thought they planned this thing already, yeah. And look at the difference in engineering jobs, for example, between mainland engineers and local engineers. My recollection, 85 mainland engineers and only 50 are from Hawaii. This is going to become more and more evident as time moves on.
In past elections, and of course the mayor's office is nonpartisan, but in past primaries, and certainly yourself as a lifelong Democrat, the senator has stepped in when he thought things were getting too rough or too dirty. The Mufi Hanneman flyer is an example from last election. What do you think that the senator should be doing in this election with the way things have been trending? The gunshots, the slashed tires, the push polls. What do you think that the senator should be weighing in on at this point?
Well, if he knows about the push polls, maybe he should, you know, talk about that, you know, about those kind of tactics, you know. We know this. We know there are staff members who are going around saying to business people, don't contribute to Cayetano's campaign. That's fine. They can do that. But watch out for the ones who have federal contracts, because then